I'm Nkechi Taifa, Senior Policy Analyst for the Open Society Foundations and the Open Society Policy Center. And I also convene the Justice Roundtable, a coalition of over 100 organizations working to advance federal criminal justice reform in Washington. But when we talk about the era of incarceration and the challenges, we need to look at the era in light of this being the anniversary, the 42nd anniversary, shall we say, of the war on drugs. And during these 42 years, this whole era, there's been just a massive proliferation of mandatory minimum sentences. We have seen the institution of 3 strikes laws, the prosecution of 13-year-olds as adults, the crack powder disparity, and the list just goes on and on. But during the same time, we have also seen the passage of the Second Chance Reentry legislation. We've seen the passage of the Fair Sentencing Act, which reduced the disparity between crack and powder cocaine from 100 to 1 to 18 to 1. But the statistics still remain staggering. Over 2 million people incarcerated. We've become too complacent about the levels of incarceration, the rate of incarceration, the lengthy sentences that are being meted out. It has become the norm. Communities of color are disproportionately impacted by the war on drugs, by mass incarceration. For years and years and years, advocates have been likening it to a system of Jim Crow, unequal justice. Michelle Alexander has very much popularized that with her new book. It is daunting to know that 1 in 3 young black men are under the jurisdiction of the criminal justice system on any given day, at any given time, whether in prison, whether in jail, whether on probation, whether on parole. That jurisdiction that is disproportionately impacting young black men is just daunting. It's daunting particularly when we find that crime and drugs are more often committed by whites, not by blacks. But when we look at the enforcement, when we look at where law enforcement resources are deployed, when we look at the cases that the prosecutors take, when we look at the deals that are cut or that are not cut, we find again that disproportion is not just within the adult system, it manifests very vividly in the juvenile system as well. We have a situation where generations of communities of color are being incarcerated. Whether we're talking about from the grandparent age to the parent age to the teenager age, there must be this absolutely must stop.